Hi guys, welcome to the Buff Browz Masterclass step-by-step guide with me, Sadie Lomas, where I will show you how I do my signature brow. I'm going in using the Go tool with the Purify foam. Using the Go tool, this helps me cut down on unnecessary waste, i.e. cotton pads, cotton earbuds, and as you can see, I'm going in with the brow polish as well as the brow purifier. I like to mix both together just due to the fact that it's a lot softer on my client's brows, because I'm going in now with a spoolie just to exfoliate my client's hairs and also skin to remove any residue or any makeup or dirt. This helps, and this is a very key important step because you will notice that the tint will grab to the hairs a lot quicker and also to the client's skin if that is required or requested. As you can see, I am happy that my client has been fully exfoliated, and I'm going in with a cotton pad and I am just removing any excess and making sure the brow area is nice and dry for the application of the tint. I am using the Buff Browz dark brown tint, and I am using the mixing palette. I use the ratio 1:1. I find that the consistency is perfect, and also this is all you need to get a quick development of the tint itself. I'm mixing well. I generally mix for about 30 seconds to a minute. I just like to make sure everything's mixed in well and the consistency is even before applying to the brow area. I'm going in now using a cotton swab, and I'm applying the tint roughly all over the brow itself. I'm also going onto the skin, around the brow, above the brow, underneath. This really helps, especially if your client is wanting a much more of a fuller brow or your client's brows are uneven. This really helps grab all the finer blonder hairs, creates more of an even shape, and again, like I say, full brows are in, girls and guys, so this is a yes for me and every client that I do a signature brow on. Again, I'm applying it very messily. It's okay to apply tint messy, it's not a problem because tint will always be removed. Just to make sure I'm happy with the consistency of the tint all over the brow hairs, I am going in with a spoolie, just a plain clean spoolie, and I am brushing the tint through the hairs, making sure all the hairs are covered nice and evenly. I'm now going in using a clean cotton swab again, and I'm not going anywhere near the shape of the brow. I'm just cleaning up around the area. Again, this is just a really, you can do it or you don't have to do it. It's totally up to you. I like to do it because it helps remove any residue that's left on the skin, and also it saves you time. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I do like to go underneath and above the brow area, as well as doing the centre of the brows. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. It's just a quick tidy up, clean up, just checking everything over. I am now going back in with the Go tool. I'm just checking over the tint, making sure I'm happy that obviously the tint has fully developed to the shade that I want it to be. I am also using the Go tool to remove all excess of the tint off the brow. Again, this really cuts down on waste, especially in this part, because obviously, as you know, tint can be messy. So I always use the Go tool to remove all tint. I'm now going in with a cotton pad, just making sure the area is nice and dry, making sure it's all nice and clean and there is no more tint left on the brow area. I'm now using a clean spoolie. I'm just brushing the brows through, making sure everything's nice and dry and I've got clear vision of the brows. I'm going in now with my wax. When it comes to waxing, I don't go near the brow shape itself. I like to apply just underneath the brow area. This way it's a lot easier for me to manipulate the wax if I want to go further up, or my clients ask for more of like a defined arch, I can push it into more of the arch area. But again, this is a really niche technique and it takes practice, but honestly, this is the best technique that I've come to find when performing a signature brow, because all brows are different. Like I said to you before, some brows may be totally opposite, where one brow is bigger, one brow is thinner, and so obviously we want to get them as even as possible. So I like to wax away from the brow area and then push the wax up into my desired shape. I'm now going in with my wax strip. I'm doing bit by bit as this step is really key, as you don't want to catch any brow hairs that shouldn't be in the waxing line. I'm now going in with the tweezers, Buff Browz tweezers, game changer guys, you must get. And I am just cleaning up any brow hairs that the wax has not picked up. Again, this is fine guys, you know, do not stress, like we are allowed to use tweezers. This is obviously to clean up any hairs that are not in my brow line. Again, just brushing through, making sure that there is no hairs like stuck, or there's no wax that is stuck into the hairs. Again, just going in with the tweezers, just cleaning up any little hairs that I can see that are not in my waxing line or the brow shape itself. I am now going in with the wax again on the top bit of my client's brow. Now this again is a key important step. This is obviously to help create that arch and make it a lot more softer or more of a higher arch. Less is more at the top, as I always say, less is more. So again, I'm waxing away from the brow and then I am pushing the wax down into my desired shape. I always say to my clients on this step, it may feel like I'm taking all your brow off, but I'm actually not. I'm just manipulating the wax to the desired shape. As you can see on the tails, I've not even cut into the tails yet until now. Just manipulating the wax, moving the wax. This is honestly such a really easy way to create that desired shape. Making sure as well my client's skin is stretched nicely. I'm going in now again with my wax strip and removing, as you can see on the tail there, that perfect defined line. Just brushing the brows upwards with a clean spoolie, making sure there's no wax attached. I'm going in with the wax again to do the centre of my client's brows. Again, as some of you know, you never ever wax the middle bit of a client's brows to the edge of the nose. It's always to the inner line of where the nostrils start. I always start in the middle when applying the wax, and then I push either to the right side and then I'll push even to the left side. I'm happy with the application. I'm going in now with a wax strip to remove. Moving on to the left brow now. Again, the same method is required, but this time I'm looking at the opposite brow as well as doing my left brow, just making sure that I'm happy with the shape. But again, I'm applying the wax further down from the brow, as you can see there, and then I'm pushing the wax up into the desired shape. Making sure the skin is stretched nice and tightly. This is a really key important step. Happy with the shape, I'm going in again with the wax strips, and bit by bit I am removing, pulling down as well on the client's skin. This really prevents minimal pain. A good stretch of the skin. Going in once more with the tweezers, removing any fine little hairs that are not in my waxing line. Give them a quick brush of a clean spoolie, and as you can see, the brows are looking a lot more even, a lot more symmetrical already. I've not even done the top bit yet, but you can just see by the underneath. I'm now going in with the new Bare Buff Soothe. This is a post-wax serum. Again, I highly recommend this. This is really soft on my client's skin, and also it removes any wax residue, any sticky residue. I'm now going in with the thread. This is a technique which is really important to my signature brows. This removes any of the fine fluff blondie hairs. Again, this gives your client's brows a more of a structured finish. Do the top bits, making sure the area is nice and clean. Not going too close to the brow shape itself, but just making sure that all unwanted hairs are removed. I'm now going in with the new Bare Buff again, the Erase. This is a tint remover, really soft again on my client's skin. I've found that using this, my clients have no irritation, they can't feel any pain or any stinging sensation, which is a bonus. And as you can see how well it works, at the fact that this tint that was on the skin is no more. This is a really, really amazing product, guys. I can't recommend this enough. Obviously, I'm rubbing around the area. I am being a little bit firm, but listen, that's fine. It does the job and my client's happy. And like I say, there is no stinging sensation. And now, because I'm going near the underneath bit of the brow, I am using the erase again, just with a cotton swab, just cleaning around the brow. Especially the centre bit there, because we want to keep the tint on the client's brows, but we want to make sure that all tint is off the client's skin around the brow area. I am now going in with a flat angled brush, and I am using the Bare Necessities Buff Browz concealer palette. This is my go-to after every brow treatment. This gives it a lovely finish. I like to apply the product on the back of my hand just to warm up the concealer, which obviously makes it more movable. I like to go underneath the brow first, and as you can see, I'm applying a very thin, small application of the concealer, stretching my client's skin, which gives you better movement of the brush and also the product itself. I'm going in with a more smaller Buff Browz angle brush, and this I'm just softly buffing out the concealer so the line itself isn't as harsh. Pulling the product down as well, which obviously helps the coverage of any redness and also soothes the client's skin. Just going in with a clean cotton swab just to remove any excess. And gives it more of a softer finish. Same again on the other side, I'm making sure that my client's brows are nicely stretched, and as you can see, the application itself using a really flat headed brush is of really key importance to this step. Making sure that my client's skin is nice and tight, stretching it. This honestly is really important when applying the concealer. Again, using my angle brush just to carve out the underneath bit of the brow and just pulling any residue that's looking very heavy on the underneath bit of the brow just down, and then just going in and just buffing it out just to remove any excess. Again, going in with a clean cotton swab, and then I'm just finishing off by using the cleansing brush. This is to obviously again smooth out the concealer, gives it more of a natural finish. I'm now using the Divine Brow Oil. This really does help hydrate, and it's a superfood for the brow hairs itself. Going in now just to trim the brows, using a spooler just to brush the hairs upwards, checking to see if there's any hairs that are no longer in the brow structure. Less is more with the trimming. That's something that I've found. Less is more. And again, it all depends on what your client's desired look is. If you wanted more of a fluffy brow, then obviously you keep the front bits of the brows, but then you would tailor more the tails. I'm now going in with the Buff Browz Designer Pencil. This again, as you can see on my client's brows, there is a little tiny gap where we just obviously want Ellie to have more hair growth. Again, using the Divine Brow Oil, this is another way to promote hair growth. I hope you have all enjoyed watching my Buff Brows Masterclass Signature Brow with Sadie Lomas. If you have any questions, please do follow and ask me via my socials. I will be happy to assist and I will be happy to help.